coming to you from the Aardschokdag Festival in the Netherlands, and we have reached the climax of our festivities because it's time to meet up with the band headlining the event, and that is Dream Theater, one of the most popular new bands on Headbangers Ball these days. I'm joined by John and Mike. So aside from this freezing cold weather, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. We just did a slew of interviews and we're psyched. We're ready.
Good. Well, we ought to actually catch up on what you guys have been up to. We last spoke to you in April of this year, and aside from the live album, which we'll talk about in a moment, what have you guys been up to?
Well, after we were here in April, we went back through the States, did a summer tour, playing theaters and outdoor festivals, and went to Japan at the end of the summer, which was very nice, and shot some live footage for our upcoming home video.
Wow.
And now here we are, a second European tour, and we're out here freezing our asses off.
Indeed. Why do you think it is that Dream Theater has gone down so well in Europe? Can you put your finger on it? Do you think it's just a bit kind of the right sound at the right time for Europe?
That's a really hard question. I mean, judging from the audiences, they seem to know all the words and really be passionate about their, the music, and I think we are too. There's probably a certain amount of honesty that comes across. They pick it up here in Europe.
Do you think also that maybe you're filling a niche in the market at the moment because there's not too many bands doing the type of sound that you have?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a little bit of everything out there, but so much stuff right now is quote-unquote trendy, and we're definitely not a trendy band. We pretty much break away from the cookie cutter, so I think people appreciate that.
We're anti-trend.
I think you're above trends myself. I think you're above it. Well, let's get on to the live album actually, just live at the Marquee. Why did you decide to record the album at that famous club?
Oh, well, we played so many places in Europe, but I don't know. Mike, why in the Marquee?
I was asked this earlier, and I didn't know.
Because you played two shows there, didn't you? The first one was really sold out. The second one added on at the end. That went really well as well, didn't it?
I think maybe it was the last night on the European tour, so maybe just because we were pretty polished at that point,
Plus, it's like London, and it's the Marquee, and it's cool.
Okay.
And of course, like we said, we're trendy. We like to do those hip things,
Well, as the guys said, there is a live home video on the way out in November. We don't quite have anything to show you from that just at the moment. We do have some Dream Theater live performance coming up a little bit later on, and more talk to the guys. But right now, let's have a look actually at my favourite track from the album, Images and Words. Let's have a look at Take the Time, and we'll see you a bit later on. Final part of the Headbangers Ball coming to you from the Aardschokdag Festival in the Netherlands, and we have a few more moments to talk to headliners Dream Theater as we're wrapping up our coverage of the event. And I'm still with John and Mike, and we're still freezing. So anyway,
I'm the only one who wore gloves.
Yes, I'm very impressed with that.
I'm a
actually.
guitar player. That's what it is.
Now we'll talk a little bit more about your current activities, because these guys are out on the road, a very extensive European tour with Damn the Machine, who you saw a little bit earlier in the show. And you've toured so much, you've been to so many different countries. I was wondering, in the future, do you think that seeing all these countries and seeing different cultures and everything, do you think that's going to affect your songwriting for the next record?
Absolutely. We're a reactionary band. The way we write is we take everything that happens around us and we kind of philosophize about it and document it in music. So it definitely, from the bad food to the to the good people.
No, I know what you're talking about actually.
Actually, I ate some whale meals yesterday. I picked out.
Some what?
Some really good food.
Oh, good. This is some tour speak here, which I'm not really in the loop on.
New York speak.
Oh, okay. And we mentioned earlier the forthcoming live video, which you could tell us a little bit about. Where was that filmed?
It was filmed in August in Tokyo, and it was a great performance. We were very happy that particular evening was filmed because there was a lot of energy that night. But the video is 90 minutes long, and it consists of over an hour's worth of live footage, and the 3 promotional videos we made for the record, as well as various home video stuff shot throughout the tour and shot in the studio recording the record. So it's a little bit of everything, and it should be out sometime in November.
Okay, because I know that just earlier you were saying that some people may have an opinion that you're very serious, very sort of musician orientated, but is there still a lot of fun and a lot of kind of, I'm sure there is, a lot of humour kind of going on between the band members?
A lot of camaraderie, if I may. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're into playing and we love music and everything, but we've known each other for so long, and you know, we're pretty loose on the outside of
The theme of this European tour has been Beavis and Butthead. I don't know if Beavis and Butthead is big out here in Europe.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Well, John and I would like to recite a Beavis and Butthead skit for you if we may.
Oh, we would?
Please do, please do.
I'm really on the spot now.
Aardschok is cool. Hey, Beavis.
I can't do it.
Come on, give us a Beavis.
Yes!
Beavis and Butthead are keeping Dream Theatre entertained. That shows what a sad bunch of people they must be on tour. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I did. Well, we better just quickly round up here because you're going to be on tour for Europe. Are you already thinking about the next record, writing stuff on the road?
We've been thinking about it for the last year.
It's been haunting us.
Yeah.
Have you done anything about it?
Well, it's hard because the way we write is collectively as a band, and it's hard to have that sort of writing environment on tour all year round. But everybody individually has worked on ideas, and as a band we have lots of bits and pieces that we put together. A lot of it is actually in our set on this tour. And when we get off tour, it'll be time, probably in January, to start getting together and writing. So we'll spend a couple months writing and hopefully have a new album out by next summer.
Well, thank you very much for joining me out here in the marshes of the Aardschok Festival in the freezing cold weather, and I do indeed wish you the best of luck with the rest of the European tour. It's very nice to see you again. Don't watch too much Beavis and Butthead, please. And actually, let us see a little bit more live performance from Dream Theatre to finish off tonight's edition of Headbangers Ball, and it's cool.
Lost in the sky, clouds roll by in our window. Arrows fly, seas increase, and that's all I got. This world is spinning around me. This world is spinning without me. Every chance you try to pass, every breath gives me one less to my list. Watch a star falling, kids don't answer it, and not together tomorrow. There's another day. One takes that last for one, and then the only person that says I am not afraid. This world is spinning around me. The whole world keeps spinning around me. All life is you shall pass. Every breath gives me one less.
Okay, there you go.
The guys from Slayer hanging out with Tom, and it's time to introduce the new drummer.